Okay, guys, we're going to start painting the blockade runner. We got a custom mixture of paint here. Don't ask me what the exact ratios are. I've got flat white from Tamiya right here, XF2, mixed with a drop of Mr. Hobby Middlestone to give it that slightly yellowish tint, and Mr. Color Gray. And we've got almost a 50-50 mix of the gray and the white. We're a little heavier toward the white than the gray. And then a drop of the Middlestone. And that gave us this color that I really like. And I think it's going to work well because I've seen this ship in a bunch of different places. I've been looking for the correct color. And it's almost like a very light gray, but with a tint of yellow to it. So I think that this is the color that I want. Very happy with it. I'm using Mr. Color leveling thinner for the first time, and seems to be thinning out this stuff and giving it a really nice consistency. So let's start with painting and see how this comes out. Okay, guys, here you see the end results of all our paint work. I did get the color right where I wanted it, that little concoction. I'll probably never be able to match that color again because it was a little bit of guesswork, a little pinch here, a little pinch there. But I do like the way it came out. Now that's going to be quite a bit of let's see if we can focus in on that. Let's see, will we focus in on that? There we go. The black shows through just enough to give us all of our detail work showing through. Let's see if we can show you this part. The camera's not going to cooperate there. There we go. Really brings all the details out. Now we're going to do some weathering, some detail painting, and then we'll be putting this whole thing together with a base, custom made base. The only part that I'm not too crazy about is you can see the seam here where the front part of the ship meets the rear part of the rear here, and that seam just seems to be a little too visible. Hopefully we can hide it when we start panel lining all the other seams around it. And a bit of weathering will hide that a little more, but other than that, I'm really, really happy with the look and the color. Alright guys, we now have all of the red markings painted on the ship, including the rings around the engines. All of that was painted by hand, as it really wasn't a good way to get any masking in there to mask it all off and paint it. So I just decided to freehand everything. And I'm very happy with the way that came out. Get us all of our markings. Now that that's done, we can start some of the assembly, and then we're going to go and give it a nice gloss coat, and then that's when the weathering and the panel lining will start. Now, take a look at the decals. You can see that my red is a bit brighter than what the decal red is. And I do think that my red is a little bit brighter than what I had originally wanted. But after we're done with adding some panel lining and giving it a good wash, that should tone that red down just a little bit. As I really was looking for something a little bit darker than this. But overall, I'm happy with it. Okay, guys, just went ahead and gave it a nice gloss coat over the entire ship. And you can see the shine on it now. So that we're getting ready for preparation, getting in preparation for weathering, panel lining, and chipping, which is part of weathering, I guess. It's got a nice sheen on it now. All the parts have a nice shine to them now, and going through a lot of trouble to airbrush the shine onto this thing just so that I could mess it all up and then flat coat the whole thing. Everything was airbrushed. Now for my clear coat, what I used was Vallejo gloss varnish, which I really like using these Vallejo products. This is just a pure acrylic. Hit it up with a little bit of Tamiya X20A thinner. About 50-50 more or less is where I have my dilution of the gloss, and sprays beautifully. Like I'm saying, I really like these Vallejo paints. These Mission Model paints are also great paints. Just tell you guys what I really like using. So while I'm here, I was going to use their gloss clear coat, but I decided I had the gloss from Vallejo already opened up, so I may as well just go ahead and use that. So that's going to be it for this episode. We have all of our painting done. Well, all of our base painting done. Now we've got to let this sit overnight to cure. Make sure that it's hardened up and shrunk down nicely. And then we're going to start with the weathering, which will be the next episode coming up, where we'll be concentrating on the weathering. And Mike at Scale Speedworks was asking how I protected the LEDs and the engines while I was painting. Well, I'll let you in on my little secret here. I just took some putty, balled it up into a little cone, and shoved it right up the engine's exhaust. And that's protecting the LEDs and keeping any paint from getting in there and on them. All 11 engines are protected from anything getting to them. So they're going to stay covered up until I'm done with all of the painting on this and have the whole ship assembled, which the assembly is going to come next also, because I have to assemble it before I weather it so that I can make sure I weather it evenly. So I guess in the next episode, we're going to see the entire ship come together and all of the weathering and panel lining start. So come back to the next episode, guys. You're going to love to see how this thing ends up. The next one will probably be the last episode, because it's not really that much left to do on this. This is one of my quickest builds. It's taken about a week. Mostly because I've been on and off of it. But it's really coming out nice, and I'm really happy with this color. I gotta tell you, the Bandai recommends a certain color mixture, and it really is a great recommendation for this model. I mean, I did change it a little bit, as I didn't go with a pure yellow like they wanted, and because I just wanted a warmer gray. But for the most part, it's what they recommended, and it looks great. I could not have come up with a better color for this. And my Gundam Red from Mr. Hobby for all the red trim, which is a little brighter, like I said earlier. It's a little brighter than I would have liked, but we're going to be knocking that down quite a bit with our weathering, and we're going to be chipping that up a little bit just to take away some of that red. All right, guys, that's it. I'm going to leave it right here on this episode. It's a very short one, but it was to the point. So I'm going to go, and remember, guys, like, subscribe, give a thumbs up, hit that notification bell, because that really, really helps. And the thumbs up also helps a lot. This algorithm thing just seems to want to only tell you about certain things depending on how much you hit that notification bell. And leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I'm really curious as to what you guys think about how this is going. All right. I'm going to go now, and I will see you on the next one.